Focused Warrior Podcast. John and Aaron, bro.
Bro,
First day in a while in Colorado, we got above 80 degrees. That's cool.
no storms. No storms today.
I was laughing because I was
Wow.
watching the last couple of episodes, dude, and every time it was me staring up at the window going, "Oh shit, Aaron, I might have
You
to cut
were.
off."
You were. It's like there has. You've literally had a storm the last couple of episodes. It's been fun. It's been fun. But
Yeah,
how are you, brother? What is going on in your world, man?
I'm good. Hey, dude, things are good, Aaron, but I'll tell you, I had a rough week and dive right into this one, bro. I
Let's do it.
was telling you a little bit before we jumped on here. Last week I let the listeners know I was dealing with the back injury. I don't know if I said back injury specifically, but if I didn't, I'm dealing with the back injury. And anybody's injured their back, you
Mm.
know you realize that's the whole reason why you're able to move the way you are. And it sucks when you're down, right? Down to the not being able to go to the gym like I want to, not being able to even just get outside and go for a nice smooth walk, bro. So it's been that way, man. And then on top of that, it's everybody in my ear, what I should do, what I should, what exercises I should do, what mindset I need to have, what I need to take for my pain, and what I need to do for this, and and bro, look, I'm not against receiving that information. It's just I got on information overload.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't even know what to believe anymore. So to answer your question, that's how I'll start us off, man.
Fucking love it. But yeah, I don't know anyone that hasn't injured their back in any form. I mean, fuck, I've done it. When you're in the gym, you're going to hurt your back in some way, shape, or form. I think I would have been about mid 20s, maybe mid to late 20s. Yeah, I fucked my back pretty badly. What all I was just being a hero, lifting up a heavy weight that, I would thought I'd try something a little bit different. And, yeah, fucked my back. And if anyone kind of knows back, it wasn't a prolapse. And you can have a look at what a prolapse is. I actually did an internal fracture of my L3 vertebrae, which not fucking pretty. So I was in a lot of pain for about 6 weeks. I was in a lot of pain. Yeah, and a lot of physio work and just a lot of rehab. So I know, but once you've had a back injury, a severe back injury, you're always going to have a back problem, and I know that through obviously the work that I do. So if anyone's had a back injury in the past, you've got to be relatively careful because if they haven't done the structural work, in other words, if you're, and I look at the holistical side of it, I look at, when's the mindset, where's the body? Is the body strong? Is the mind strong? If that's all good, then you're not going to hurt your back and you're not going to be, uh, uh, you're not going to look at it from an aspect of rushing things. So you're going to be a little calm. You're going
Mhm.
to move. You're going when your body moves, you know what your body's doing in that moment through movement. So, yeah, I'm pretty careful with what I do with anyone that comes to me that's had a back problem. So, I know what you're going through, and as a man, when we're all about the doing and you can't do the shit you want to do, I can see also how it's playing on your mind because you're annoyed your back's there, you're annoyed you can't do all the things you want to do, and then you've got somewhat people, a lot of people chirping in your fucking ears. All you want to do is fuck off quickly, and fuck off right now. That's pretty much what you want to look at doing to everyone. Get the fuck out of here. So I hear you. Now, I'm interested to find out that because you're pissed, like we're pissed because we can't do the shit we want to do to make us feel good about ourselves. So I want to know, man, like this week, how did you deal with all that shit? Because we know of last week. How did it look? How did you just get by, bro?
Oh, dude, it was a lot, Aaron, where I was forced to slow down. Let me start there. I was because of the back injury, you're forced. You're not, like I told you, when you hurt your shoulder, all right, you can just, you concentrate on your legs. Maybe you got a little, I don't know, I got a little elbow thing going on here, but I'll be all right. I can just use the other arm, or I can, again, work on my core. There's always options when it's just, and I'm not discounting like an elbow injury by any means. That would suck too, right?
Mm.
But when it's your back. you're forced to stop. So for me, I had to stop, first of all. And this is the problem, Aaron, is I think that if I was not in the mindset of growth every day, dude, if I was still drinking, I probably would have started drinking more.
Oh, fuck yes, you
I
would have.
would have really self-sabotaged, brother.
Mm.
I would have really self-sabotaged big time. But because I'm not in that space anymore, all I've been trying to do is find what I can control. So, for example, since I know I haven't been to the gym in a couple of weeks, I'm like, well, how can what else can I do from a health perspective to make sure I stay I'm obviously not contracting my muscles right now. So what can I do? Well, I can feed my muscles good. So why don't I just make sure that I kick off my day with the protein shake instead of the coffee? Why don't I have some good healthy snacks in between meals? Why don't I have a good lunch and a good dinner and get quality sleep? Dude, this is how I had to tailor it every day this week, Aaron. And it's still, my mind was still nipping at me. Oh, but you feel fucking weak. Oh, your wife's having to lift all she's all doing all the heavy lifting for you. Dude, I've had all that stuff play in my head and I've had to just go, shut up. Shut up. I am doing the best I can with the tools that I have. That's the only reason why I got to this week, dude. It wasn't a perfect week. It was very, very ugly, and I still made it through. So that's what I'm very, very proud of, bro. But yeah, it was a lot.
You know, the key is you got through. As ugly as it is, you got through, and it kind of, ties in really nicely to a topic that we said we were going to talk about, and that's, what do you do when you don't know? Hang on, what was that topic again? Yeah. Um, so I think we always, and this is part of that personal journey and part of the personal development journey that we go on, is that there's a lot of people that just keep doing the same thing because that's all they know, and they're constantly going to get the same result.
Mm,
So if you hurt yourself, there's typically with a lot of people there's an automatic depression or there's an automatic victim mode when you're hurting yourself because it's like that poor me. And it's like, well, hang on. I look at it and go, oh, well, what were you doing in the meantime? What were you doing in that moment that caused the injury? Because hey, you've either done something stupid or your body broke. And there was always a sign that something was coming. Our bodies innately tell us all the time. If something's happening, something's broken, we just ignore it. As men, what do? We fucking ignore shit all the time. We ignore stuff that's really
yep.
important, especially, I had to go to the GP. We call them the doctors here in Australia. I had to go to a GP this week, and I hate going to the doctor. I will avoid it at all fucking costs. But I had no choice. I had to go. I was in pain. But it wasn't like a muscular or a bone pain, or it didn't hurt my back or anything like that. I'm not going to go into too many details because now no one really needs to know. But I was in pain. I needed to get some relief. So I went to the GP and I fuck it, fucking didn't want to. But the only thing I could do was what can I do in that moment? That's all I can ever do. I can't worry about what's going to happen
Mm,
tomorrow because tomorrow hasn't happened yet. What can I do in this moment to at least give myself relief? And again, I like where you're saying that it could have been the alcohol. Fucking oath, it could have been alcohol. I could have easily have gone back to alcohol and
mhm,
drowned my sorrows and felt sorry for myself through alcohol. Could have easily have done that, but I chose to, fucking tough it up, go to the GP, get some help, and see how I attack it the next day after that. And to cut a long story short, got my bloods done, and they actually messaged me saying that I need to make another appointment for my blood. So, well, it could be an interesting conversation with the next podcast next week. But I think what we always need to do is we just need to get out of our own way all the fucking time because we're always so in our own head, as you experienced this week, and it's such a mind fuck that we do all this personal development work to get to a point where we are grounded in ourselves, we have purpose in our direction, but just that one little thing just you know stirs it up. That one little thing just fucks up our routine, and then yeah, what do? We go right back to pretty much at the start of where our journey was. It's like all the work that we've done has just been thrown out of the fucking window. So I think,
Yeah.
you know, and yeah, look, we've both experienced that shit. We've been doing this podcast now for 2 years. And you have a look at the conversations we've had. There's been a lot of times where it has been a roller coaster moment, and this is no different. I think what it is how long we stay in that mind fuck position or place compared to where we used to be. So do you catch yourself quickly? Because I catch myself a lot quicker now than what I used to.
Yes, 100%. And I think that's what it is. And I used to get really irritated when I used to hear the doc tell me, this was obviously, in any other sickness, any other, whatever injury. The doctor would say, make sure you eat, good food. Don't feel like, this is the time to sit on the couch and sulk and eat chips and drink sodas and eat chocolate and all this. Now's the time to really just make sure you get good, solid, wholesome foods in your body, help your body, heal internally. And I used to get so irritated by that. Now I get it
Yep.
because it's not, yes, that's a part of healing. But for me, it was like that was the only thing I could control knowing that I can't physically go to the gym, and if I do, I'm going to be in pain and potentially aggravate it, right? There's
Mm,
that.
mm.
So I go, okay, well, if that's off the table, the next thing in my mind is, well, what else can I do? Well, back in the day, I used to hear the doctor always say, make sure you eat good food. It helps heal you. It helps, the nutrients that you're getting is going to help you heal from your injury, heal from your sickness, whatever it is. So again, dude, this week I was like, whatever I could do in my control. All right, what can I do? I can stretch. I can eat good food. I can make sure I get to sleep in a decent hour. I can stay off my phone. I can do things that are in my control right now. The stuff that I can't control or, the stuff that's bothering me, I need to just leave it there. Leave it to where it is and, say, you know what? I'm not listening to you. You're not correct, right? But bro, I think it's a good way to segue into this, Aaron, is talking a lot about, the advice I was getting. I'm sure you've gotten a ton of advice as well.
I give it.
And one of the things that this kind of inspired, is kind of inspired for me, bro, was what you don't know, right? And just like what you said, tomorrow, do you know what's happening tomorrow? Because I don't. I have a plan, but I don't know what's
Mm,
going to happen tomorrow,
mm.
right? But we try so much to go, this is how the day is going to go tomorrow, and that's it. No, and when it doesn't happen that way, we're so pissed off because it didn't happen exactly how we said it was going to happen. Hence the reason why when you get a back injury, first thing I did, Aaron, was I started looking back. I'm like, I didn't lift heavy. I wasn't ego lifting. I wasn't acting a fool in the gym. I wasn't doing anything outside of what I normally would do. So when the hell did it happen? To your point, though, Aaron, I don't think it was that. When I actually sat with this a little bit longer, you know what I think it was?
Yeah, tell us.
I wasn't having fun with it. I wasn't having fun anymore. I was going through motions, going to the gym, knocking the workout out. Yes, some of them were good, but they were all very much just go to the gym, go home, work, do my content, repeat. Dude, it just felt like such a mundane set of tasks that there was nothing to it. There was nothing behind it. And so after a while, I think my body went, we're not doing nothing here.
Mm,
TV timeout. You're gonna sit with this for a while and you're gonna come back stronger because we're not losing anything here because we're maintaining a good solid diet, right? When you come back, you're gonna come back with a little bit more creativity, trying some different exercises, but not ego lifting. Just making sure that you are concentrating. Because, dude, Aaron, have you ever heard, I believe Arnold say this? He said, it's about time under tension, is what he said.
yep.
So how much time is that muscle under the tension versus you just going, I'm going to curl 1,000 times just like this back and forth, right? But he says, have you ever gone to the gym and just paid attention and watched your muscle flex on the way up?
Yep.
And then watched it go, contract and then go back down to the beginning. This is when you get quality exercises and you're dialed in, that's where the magic is. For me, Aaron, it was put the headphones in. I'm thinking about how I start my workday. Set one. Oh, okay, I got to do this when I get back. I'm throwing, the weights on and I'm
Uh,
doing my thing. Dude, mine was everywhere,
you're
Aaron.
not even
Mine was
present.
everywhere, bro.
Not
Not
present
even
in the
present.
moment. Yeah. Funny how like there's a lot of high achievers that are exactly the same as you. I used to do that. But as I said last week, the gym for me was therapy. The gym for me was my place to express my anger and express my pain. That was my place. Really interesting you say that. I've trained hundreds of people. And I've had this exact conversation with people, especially when I'm training them face to face. I'll look at them doing an exercise and I'm like, oi, get the fuck back into the gym. Where's your mind? Especially when they're doing an exercise. And they're like, I said, what the fuck are you thinking about? You're definitely not thinking about the exercise and the set and the rep that you're doing at the moment. What's going on? And they're like, yeah, I've got a really busy day. And I said, well, okay, that can fucking wait because right now you're lifting heavy shit and this is your time. So really, really interesting that you said that your mind was always elsewhere. Now going back to Arnold, his famous quote, obviously, I like going to the gym and every time I go to the gym, I feel like I'm coming. I'm coming all the time, go to the gym. So that's Arnold. But the whole time under tension. Now there's a lot of experts out there that will have their opinion on time under tension. I'm going to go into obviously the benefits with it. Now, there's a lot of bodybuilders out there. There's a lot of strength trainers out there that will turn around and go, time under tension is bullshit. It's not going to help you grow muscle. And it's like, yeah, okay, I hear where you're coming from, and to a degree, this is true. However, from a rehabilitation perspective and from a mind to muscle connection perspective, it's actually really important. So, there is a place for the time under tension. What I mean by time under tension is not doing a 2 second a concentric movement of the muscle, contracting the muscle, and then 2 seconds stretching the muscle. It's actually lengthening that period of time. So when you're contracting or lifting a weight, that movement under tension can be 5 seconds. And then when you're going through the stretch or when the weight's going down, that can be another 5 seconds. So that one rep, instead of only taking you 1 or 2 seconds, can take you 10 seconds. So, like I said, there's a time and a place for it. And when it comes to you, especially if you've got an injury, especially in your case with your back, any sudden movement, fuck, there's pain straight away. Any sudden movement, it's like you're just frozen because there's so much pain and you think you've hurt yourself even more. So if you slow down your movements and really focus on the muscle contraction around the injury, what's going to happen? There's a high chance that you're going to heal yourself a little bit better. However, you also need to realize it'll take as long as it takes. There's no fucking quick fix for everything. Every single one of us is trying to find the hack in life, in business, making money, love, fucking whatever it is. We're always trying to find this hack to speed up a process. Sometimes there's just no fucking hack. Sometimes you just have to deal with the shit. Sometimes you just have to, as we say in business, you just have to be in the trenches and you just got to deal with the fucking war that is going on around you or internally. Now, the other thing I'm going to really, really quickly touch on, I think I've touched on this a couple of times before. Any injury that your body has, anything, any illness, any disease in your body is a form of information. So when you hurt yourself, like if you hurt your knee, some people will find that you all of a sudden the knee inflames. It's the balloons and it gets really fluidy. That's your body's protection mechanism. So what your joints, what your body's doing, because it knows there's an injury there, it will put a whole heap of fluid around it to protect that injury. So
Wow.
if there's, in your case with your back, again, could be nerve related, could be skeletal, and it could be muscular. So it could be any of those things. There's an element of inflammation in your body which is causing your body to injure itself. Or if your sickness, if there's a sickness, or if there's a like if you're ill in one form or another, your body has inflammation. And when there's a heap of there's an inflammation build up in the body, then hormones change, immune system changes, like all your body just literally can shut down. So if you look at controlling inflammation, then you can control a lot of the ailments that your body is going through. So that's just a little something I wanted to put in there.
No, I love it. I love it, Aaron. And you know what I'll tell you, bro? One of the things that I just grabbed out of that was that you reminded your clients to be present in the moment. And I think that, because like I told you, I couldn't pinpoint when I thought that I hurt myself. I couldn't tell you the exercises I do day to day, right? At that time.
Mm.
That's a problem because, and dude, by the way, this is all discovered these last 2 weeks while I've been sitting on my ass, forced to sit on my ass. Just sitting there going, well, do you have a good solid plan when you go in that gym or are you winging it? Well, John,
Oh,
I'm winging it. I'm winging
dude.
it. I go in there and however I feel is how I feel. Dude, there's no intention behind it, Aaron. And so when I say that I don't know when it happened, I don't even know if it happened at the gym. I could have rolled out of bed
Yeah.
wrong and it just didn't inflame right away, right?
That's
But
really fucking interesting.
the truth is, bro, is that I'm calling myself out here, man, because I think more men need to do this.
Yeah,
You need to
100%.
call yourself out on your crap. If you don't, you're not holding yourself accountable. Because, dude, I can't wait to get back to the gym, Aaron. And also, not only that, I actually took out one of my notebooks here that I will be physically taking with me to the gym. And I'm a big believer of this, Aaron. I told you this, man. There's a lot of apps I can use on my phone,
You got
100%.
mine.
But
Well, I'm telling you now, you're using mine. So you got mine. You got, so you can start using mine to track your workouts as well.
yeah,
So we got that.
dude, and that's what I'm saying, Aaron. I think that will make me more present going, all right, in this exercise, I must do 3 by 15. Here's the weight I have to put on. Dude, and all of a sudden, Aaron, it becomes now that I am dialed in to each exercise and I'm not worried about what song is on in my headphones or what podcast I'm listening to or what motivationals I'm listening to or whatever. Dude, it dials me in. That is the lesson that I'm getting now as we enter into week 3 of me being injured, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man,
Yeah.
injury can get you, and I feel like I've learned a lot just in the sake of just being able to be one with myself and humbling myself and sleeping on the damn recliner because that's the only way I can get up in the morning. Dude, there's so much, Aaron. And I think, bro, I know we had a topic, but we're going to save it now because we're too far into this. But the truth is, man, is I want the man listening to go, do you call yourself on this? Are you humble enough to call yourself on this stuff or no? Or do you go, she'll be all right. I just tweaked it and it'll be fine and it's no big deal. And it happens all the time. It's just and Aaron, to your point, you know your body better than everybody else, right? I understand that. I do too. But I also know, you and I had this talk. What's really going on, man? I'm peeling back the orange layers now here, the onion layers. What's really going on? Well, if I'm being totally honest with you, I think it was just a part of the routine, and there was nothing really behind it.
Mm.
Well, all right. So once you get back, because your body's going to heal, you said that on the last pod, your body's going to heal, you're going to get stronger again. Then what? Well, I've got to take the lessons that I learned from how I got injured in the first place, and I've got to apply it to the gym now as that being a full present place to be. No different than if I was sitting in front of somebody coaching them from that perspective. I would need to be present. No different than being at home with my family. I need to be present. Dude, we say this all the time, being present, but what happens if you're not present everywhere? Something's bound to fail. In my
Oh,
case, it was my body.
absolutely. Look, there's so much to take away from that. Um, and you're right. And this is one thing I want to also highlight. It's like, yes, John and I coach people in helping them progress and be the best version that they can be. Doesn't mean we fucking know it all. Doesn't mean we're not doing the work. We have to do the work even more so and be more intentional on doing the work every single fucking day. As the conversation that we had the last couple of weeks, that I work on this every single fucking day and it's hard. every single fucking day to ensure that I'm being honest with myself. That's number one, is the honesty. Um, the other thing I want to touch on is when you said that you weren't present in the gym. I want you to challenge yourself and also people listening. Where else are you not present? Where else are you not intentional? I absolutely guarantee you the gym's not the only place. Work's not the only place. Your relationship's not the only place. There's always other areas of your life where you're like, oh, fuck, I'm just drifting. And I use drifting a lot. Drifting is that you're just doing the same routine in and out. Nothing's changing. You're not trying to better yourself. It is what it is. And again, as you said before, the whole she'll be right mentality. And this is where the work that we have done, the work that we are doing together with the mind and muscle movement, is that there's accountability, there's a structure and a program in place, and we want to hold you ultimately accountable for the things that you say you are going to do. And we're going to give you your tasks and help you with that. So if anyone is interested in the mind and muscle movement, just drop us a line, put a comment underneath this video or underneath this podcast, and we'll send you the link. It's a pretty sweet deal, I think, with what we've been able to put together. 40 years of experience in the personal development and health and fitness space. But the biggest thing is that we know you know where you are. Do you ultimately know where you want to be and where you want to go? And we're going to help you navigate that journey. You're still driving the ship. We're going to help navigate. We're going to hold you accountable for the shit that you know you need to do because we are doing it every single day and we're holding ourselves ultimately accountable as well. So, yeah, it's a really interesting, it's an interesting journey for fucking everyone. It's like, it's not easy. It's life, bro. It's life. It's going to kick you in the ass.
Yeah, brother. And I'll tell you right now, Aaron, it's good that you brought up our mind and muscle movement because you're getting two real life guys, right? With real life problems, with real life struggles, just like you. And I love that our movement is really us walking with you. You know, we're not saying, yes, we're giving you your homework and your tasks to do, but we're also having to do that daily work as well, right? We have to. We all have to show up in this together. If we don't, if I'm not being transparent on my podcast, what makes you think I could be transparent as a coach?
Mm.
Right? To go, you know what? That actually that happened to me last week, and let me tell you how I worked through it. Right, bro? These are all lessons that we need to learn so that we could actually help somebody else learn. And I think that's the difference that you and I carry as coaches, where maybe that might fall short with some other programs. So, bro, I'm just happy that I'm here now in this space, actually being this transparent and being able to call myself out on the pod in front of everybody and be like, you know what? If you're going through this, let's get through it together.
Yeah. Yeah. Because absolutely, you and I have gone through stuff that someone's going through. Someone else in the program has gone through stuff that you're going through. So the community that we're bringing together is really important. And whatever you're struggling with right now, 100% someone's been there before, and someone's been able to get past it and being able to deal with whatever you're struggling with. So, well, every single one of us is struggling with something in one form or another, and there's always someone there that is ready to help you see you through that. So, good times, man. Good times. I'm excited
Absolutely.
for what's to come. All right, really quick one. So, anyone interested in the mind and muscle movement, please just drop us a line, drop us a comment. We'll introduce you to the program. But yeah, super keen. The great thing is with the mind and muscle movement, the private Facebook group that we have, that's our daily journal. John and I will be putting stuff in there and what we've experienced on a day by day basis. So, and that's our account. That's you holding us accountable for, hey, you said you're going to walk with us, then show us what you're doing. So every day we're going to be putting things in there, our own little personal journey of personal journal of what we've experienced in the day and how we've been able to overcome it. So this is again us walking with you and letting you know that we're just like you. We're just like everyone else. We're no fucking different. We're not special. We struggle in life. Um, some of us have just done the work to identify it a lot quicker than others, and we're here to help.
Love it, brother. Love it, man. that's another episode right there. And you know what? Like I said, I love that they just went very, very, in another direction. Again, I felt it in my heart to say what I said tonight. So if any of it resonated with you guys, reach out. Aaron and I are here to help you on whatever level you need somebody to listen to, you need some personal coaching, or if you just need a bro, we're here. We got you.
That's it. Thank you, guys. Love you all.
All right. Take care.